All right, I think I got us all set up. We are everywhere. We're, I think, all in the community. Hey, everybody, guess what? I'm live with Jason at Brilliant Directories. Now, Jason's going to talk to us here in just a few minutes, but before he does, Jason, I'm super happy that you're here, that you're safe, all the way from California. Thank God for live stream.
Thank
So,
you.
what we're going to do today, you guys, is I know a lot of y'all think of me and know of me as the sales marketing SaaS Pro you person. I want to tell you a little backstory before we bring Jason on. In 2014, most of you guys know, we were running a wedding and events company. I was running as a DJ, and Crystal, your student advisor, she was a wedding planner. And we were in the state of Texas, and we came across Brilliant Directories. During that time, I was trying to learn how to do websites and try to market and all this good stuff. So we started this DJ business company, and we realized that we didn't like the competitors that were in the market. Everybody wanted us to pay an arm and a leg, literally, to get in. And so I just built a website, and then I went to go, off to do DJ land stuff. Now, Crystal was a wedding planner. So she came to me and she said, I can't find these wedding vendors. We're not finding them anywhere. Now, keep in mind, we're in Texas. So everything's bigger in Texas, right? We love Texas. But what happened was Crystal said it would be cool if we could have a place that, everybody was in one place, and I could just say, here's my DJ, here's my catering, here's my photographer, here's my everything. So I go and research and I find Brilliant Directories, and we started a guide called Elite Wedding Guide. We had that guide all the way up until 2019, as most of you guys know, when I started training and doing software for high level. Those 5 years using our wedding guide. And actually, let me tell you something really quick. I showed Crystal when I set up my first Brilliant Directories, Jason, and I said, hey, what do you think of this? And Crystal goes, it sucks. And I was like, what do you mean it sucks? She goes, I can't find this. I can't find that. So here I go back. And guess what? I'm at every freaking webinar Wednesday. I'm learning everything I can about Brilliant Directories. I'm going to design this directory for our local market. So we made about 20K on that directory. And then what happened was we DJ'd an event, and Crystal was there, and she goes, somebody came up to her and said, who does your website? Well, I'm over here just passing out cards every time I did an event to vendors saying, hey, get on our guide. It's free. We're being rebels against all the other high paying people. Well, somebody came to Crystal and said, who did your website? And Crystal's like, well, Kathy did. And so long story short, that's when I got into the agency world. And every lead that we had from our agency came from our guide. So you can only imagine all the way up until COVID. Once COVID hit, obviously that kind of the business went down, but we were busy on the agency side. So then I spent the next 5 years building websites, doing agency service. But I will tell you, we never spent a penny on ads. We never did cold outreach. We targeted our niche Texas wedding and event marketing. And we made, even though 20,000 doesn't seem like a lot, we were making 3, 4, 5 times more than that just from our agency. So that's why I'm bringing Jason on, because a lot of you guys that are involved and working with high level and working your entrepreneur, trying to build a business or trying to build your agency, you guys are hearing all this directory talk. And there's a lot of different types of directories out there. They're real basic. You put your picture up, you talk about things. I wanted to bring Jason on because he's going to show you what a real directory looks like. And he's going to give you some really cool points too. But the main thing I want you guys to get out of this is that with all of the cold outreach and all of the ad spends, you have an opportunity to bring in warm leads right to your inbox with a directory. So we're going to talk about that today with Jason. And with that being said, I think, Jason, it's all about you now.
Okay, awesome. Can you hear me okay? Is the mic coming through?
I can.
Okay?
You're great.
Okay, super.
And
Well, first of
Crystal,
all,
you might want to check this social platform just to make sure everything's
yeah, I guess people can leave a comment if you can hear us loud and clear. That's
Yep,
usually a good sign there.
absolutely.
So I have two screens going on. I have my video with Kathy over here on my right, and then the screen I'm going to share right in front of me. But
Perfect.
the journey that Kathy just shared is one that we see quite often. Usually, it is a professional within a certain industry or niche, and they see a gap in the market, or they want to find a way to expand their from trading their time for money to offering a more robust solution. And there comes in the directory where they can serve the industry as a whole. So she created a directory for the wedding industry in her market. And we see that quite often. The market, it can be various markets, plumbers, attorneys, and when you marry that or pair that with a local region as well, like I'll just say plumbers in Los Angeles, that's where I'm located. And Kathy and I were just talking, the riches are in the niches. So there is an infinite number of markets that you can serve with directories, and we also call them membership sites as well. And while it is quite common let me share my screen here as well. Let me present, share screen. Okay. And I'm going to share screen one. Perfect. Let's allow that. Okay. And if we can put screen one on, perfect. Okay. And I'm there as well. Perfect. So yeah, a lot of people start membership and directory websites. If you're a national organization, maybe you need to update or create a directory of your members. Those are perfect use cases. But from an agency or marketer's point of view, directories are lead gen. They are also ways to find warm prospects. After your directory is seated within your niche or industry or location, in Google, or it becomes known within the industry as a go-to place to list and advertise your business. Anyone who joins your directory is now a warm lead. And sure, you can offer them a free listing or a paid listing, just like a Yellow Pages or Yelp. But once they're there, you can upsell them to additional marketing services your agency offers. So Kathy did a great introduction. I'm just going to give a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about it, but just a little bit about Brilliant Directories. It is a SaaS platform, just like Shopify is for e-commerce websites. Brilliant Directories is a turnkey platform to create membership and directory websites. And the use cases, we're finding more and more of them every day. But BD is a mature platform. We were founded in 2010, depending on where you count. It could be 2009 to 2012. We're in 50 plus countries, users in 50 plus countries around the world. We're powering over 40,000 websites around the internet, and users of Brilliant Directories have generated, just from what we can see in our aggregated data, over $100 million. And that's not including additional services they're selling on the side to the businesses who join those directories. If you're interested in just getting your feet wet with Brilliant Directories, you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/trial. Just start a free trial there. You get introduced to some getting started videos, some tips and best practices, and it's a great way to familiarize yourself with BD. So what you can do with BD: launch and manage membership websites. It's fully hosted. So as an agency or as a marketing agency, there is no heavy tech lifting. It's just like setting up a site for your client and letting it run, or setting up the site for yourself and using it for lead gen, as Kathy was mentioning, to find new prospects for your agency. Some ways you can monetize the directory is obviously selling memberships to the businesses who want to join, gathering and capturing leads, consumer leads. So if you have clients, you need to feed them. They want leads. Your directory can generate leads, and you can cherry pick the best ones for you and your clients. And you can also sell additional services, digital products, and third-party business services. Obviously, you can customize the look and feel to match your clients or your branding. And more. And one of the best things I like about BD, and it's something we've focused on a lot in the last couple of years, are integration. So there are webhooks with Brilliant Directories, and I know high level users, webhooks are huge. And the data that's coming into your BD site, like new listings, new businesses who are joining, or consumer leads that are coming through, you can webhook all that data into automations in high level or any other funnel tool you're using. And then you can basically use the directory as a top funnel and put those people into your automations. So how can agencies benefit with BD? So, I did mention, it's very common that, nonprofits or nationwide nationwide associations use directories for their members, or someone has a, one-off idea to create a Yellow Pages site for their local area. But specifically, ways agencies can benefit with Brilliant Directories is, first and foremost, you can add an additional tool that you can sell or offer to your clients. You can sell membership and directory websites, whether the client is asking for it, or if they're an existing client, they might be ripe to offer them an upsell. And I'll list the benefits of offering membership and directory websites to your clients. The other thing is you can set up directories as a prospecting tool. So as Kathy was mentioning, she had a directory focused in the wedding market. So people who were wedding professionals were reading her guide or joining her site. And it was a great top funnel to find warm prospects, people who were interested in marketing their business services. So from a B2B perspective, it's a great way to get your foot in the door. I'm a huge advocate when you have these directories to offer a free listing option. And also, I'll show you an example. At the bottom of these directories, you can say powered by your agency name. So that establishes credibility, clout, and more. So, if you have a site, you can have multiple directories, and at the very bottom, it says powered by your agency name. And then again, that just drives more traffic to the services you're offering. And then lastly, the fact is sometimes there's client turnover, and we build these landing pages for our clients. We do it on their domain names and so on. And when there's client turnover, we sometimes lose that channel of leads, and maybe we establish something really strong for a particular market or niche for certain clients. The directories serve as an evergreen lead channel. So even though clients may come and go, you're always going to have leads. After you're seated and established the directory, whether through SEO or social media or being known in the market as a go-to for that niche, you're going to have a channel of evergreen leads. So when you get a new client, you can immediately start funneling leads to them and demonstrate your value as a marketing agency for them. Some common use cases, these are kind of types of sites people build using Brilliant Directories, and we're seeing more use cases daily. I'm not going to read all these off, but generally membership sites, online communities, local guides and resource hubs there on the right-hand side. Review sites are huge, so you can create a review site for a particular niche or market. Business directories are huge. Again, when you pair that with a locale and an industry, I'll use the same example, plumbers in Los Angeles as an example. It's really focused, and it's a really easier sell when you're reaching out to those prospects because you're just showing them that's our focus. And again, just general websites. You can create a standard 5-page website for your clients. There's lead capture forms and more. So it's a great replacement for other website building tools such as Wix that may charge a monthly fee for those. And for the directory website owners, there are a lot of ways to monetize. You might not use all these, but these are all available. Obviously, the paid memberships, the businesses who want to be listed in the directory, you can have a free listing and a featured or paid listing at a higher tier. You can accept donations. A lot of nonprofits utilize that. You can also sell featured listings. So if your directory site is booming, you have a lot of good traffic, organic traffic coming to there. Some of the businesses there may want to be featured on the homepage, have a banner in the sidebar, and so on. I'm not going to go too much because there's a lot to say here, but there are many ways to monetize this, and these are all built into the Brilliant Directories platform. I think Kathy was mentioning High Level is working on a directory tool. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. But with Brilliant Directories, we've been doing this for over 10 years now, and we've taken all the suggestions that people need, and really everything is turnkey to develop that directory site. Even the small little things, like if a member needs to change their password or update their credit card on file, all those little things we really don't think about, they're all built into Brilliant Directories. And then lastly here, before I get into some of the ways marketers can actually utilize BD in more detail, some of the popular niches, and again, when you pair this with a location, it becomes a really powerful targeted niche for you. So wellness, hospitality, lawyers, financial services, restaurants. Some of the best ones we see are a few that have complementary services. So it could be professional services like real estate, taxes, accounting. We see some other ones for wellness, and then they focus on, yoga, holistic services, and other related services. So they can put several categories into a single directory website, because a directory can have different categories. So you can. I'm sure everyone watching has their target that they're going after. And if you can think of the businesses there that want to promote themselves, a directory would be a perfect complement. And I'm sure they'll be happy if they're already paying you for services. You can say, hey, we're going to add you as a featured listing this month in our directory. Now, whether that directory has a lot of organic traffic or not, the business is going to see that as a value add that you as a marketing agency are providing to the businesses. Now, before I go on, Kathy, should I just continue here? Do you want to take any questions? Oh, you're muted there.
I'm always muted. So you got to mute me, Jason, like literally, or I'll just keep talking. Um, Guys, if you're watching and you have questions, you can put a comment in there and we will answer all the questions here at the end. So if you have any specific questions you want to ask Jason or me, or anything you want to ask about directories, feel free to put that in the comments for those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube. The other thing I wanted to say, Jason, that you brought up, which it's really important, is that a lot of agencies are focusing on exactly those niches that you listed. Those are prime niches for the software. And one thing to say, just with high level, and then I'll be quiet, is that a lot of agencies are going out there and saying, buy my all-in-one. They're the SaaSpreneur is what they call it. So they're trying to sell their software, right, to get people to buy in and utilize the CRM, the marketing tools, and all that good stuff. What I love about the whole directory aspect of it is that you can take a backwards or a sideways approach, right, to getting into selling your software, selling your SaaS with a directory. So maybe not sounding like every other agency on the market going in and saying, hey, I have this great all-in-one software I'm going to sell you. Buy my all-in-one software. You really might want to look at this kind of backdoor entry. And that's really what I want to say.
You said it. It really is an easy way to put get your foot in the door with a business who's already showing you that they're interested in advertising and marketing their services, and it's
and
not.
and
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, and Jason, you know what? We're showing that business that we want to help market them. Really. I mean, that's everything you're showing. We're showing off that business. We're showcasing that business. And a lot of agencies get stuck on showing off my SaaS or my services. And I think if you take this approach, people really see that you care about their business. Okay, I'm done.
No, great point. So what we're doing is we want to show them that we have access to consumers, right? Saying that I'm going to get you leads and things like that is great. And then, back in the day, I'm going to get you page one on Google and things like that. But let me show you just a simple example we're all familiar with is Yelp. Yelp, you can find, restaurants, you can find service professionals. It's free for consumers to use this. But what we have to remember is when we scroll down to the footer, we can see Yelp for businesses. What they're doing is the directory of Yelp for consumers to find them. That is a foot in the door to sell their services for businesses. And yes, a business can list for free. But the moment they list for free, an account manager from Yelp is going to call you up ask you what your goals are, let you know how you can get featured, get you on an advertising plan, sell leads to you, because um, you know, on Yelp and all these directories is the same thing. They're all generating leads from consumers who want to get in touch with the professionals. And again, it is a foot in the door. It's just another way to one, drive leads for your clients, and two, find new prospects and have people reach out to you who are interested in your services. So the listing is just the starting point. And once they sign up or show interest, then we can provide them with our entire suite of services, including the SaaSpreneur, the CRMs that we're trying to sell them, and things like that. So let's go back here. So yeah, these are popular niches. So some of the key reasons marketers and agencies love BD. I'm actually going to start with the second one, the webhooks. There are tons of automations. So again, whether you're driving businesses who are joining or leads that the directory are generating, you can utilize webhooks and the API and pump those contacts into Go High Level automations or wherever you're funneling your leads to. The other thing is as a prospecting tool. I'm going to show you something pretty cool with Brilliant Directories. So you can have the directory online. People can find it organically. And I know High Level has their prospecting tool inside of there as well. Here I'm actually here in the account, but let me show you something Brilliant Directories has. So this is inside your Brilliant Directories admin dashboard. And I've already showed you some examples of BD directories. So this is boardcertified.com. It's physicians and doctors. This is Selwyn Connect. It's a local business directory in Selwyn, which is a county or region in New Zealand. Local Shops One, I think this is in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's a business directory there. And it's just a hub for finding businesses, news, events, and more. And again, all these businesses that are joining, you can remarket additional services to them. So in Brilliant Directories, there is something like a prospecting tool. If you go to the business data, and if you start a free trial with Brilliant Directories, you get access to this. And there are credits that you can get, but you can actually find businesses to market to. So again, I'll stick with my example. We could search for plumber, and we can search, I think this is connected to, there we go, Los Angeles. Oops, that's the exact name down here in location. We'll do Los Angeles, and we can require that an email address, phone number, etc. exists. Obviously, the more preferred attributes we want, the more narrow the results are. So it found 19 plumbers in Los Angeles who have all of these attributes updated in the last 30 days. That's a pretty tight one. That means they've updated their phone number or website URL in the last 30 days. But we could see that. So that's 31. Let's actually just import 3 of these. Let's do that. And we just choose some settings here. And you can set up automation. So as you're importing this data, these prospects, we'll call them, one, they're getting added to your Brilliant Directories CRM as new members. We'll just give this a second to find logos and also geocode them. But you can export this list. It'll give you a CSV file. And let's go to the search members page here. Let's see what it's found for us. Right, so it's found 3 plumbers in this area. And again, we can take these plumbers and we can port them into an automation into Go High Level. We can start if we want, we can do a cold outreach automation to them, or we can actually just export and import them as contacts into Go High Level and use the prospecting tool to gather more information from them. Now, I only did 3 as an example, but in Brilliant Directories also what it does is actually creates the profile for them. So here now, obviously this is a sample. I have Dog Groomer NYC. This is my own demo site here. But the RE Plumbing now has a profile, and you can reach out to them and say, hey, we've added you to our directory. Would you like to claim your listing and get leads from your listing page? And we even create a custom blurb that this is totally custom, used with AI. And the good part about this is always puts the business in a positive light. So they're going to see this and they're going to feel good about it. And what we can do with this prospecting is we can search for, there's over 4,000 categories of businesses that you can search here. And obviously this also searches anywhere worldwide. So if you want to target, London, England, and look for solicitors or lawyers there, you can certainly do that. So this is an international prospecting tool. It also adds them and creates a public profile. So they're now part of your directory website. And then you can do additional outreach to them. So that's a great tool there. The webhooks, as I mentioned, so with Go High Level, what I love about Go High Level, or High Level, however you want to call it, let's go to automations here. And when we want to start an automation, if you're not familiar with this one's great because you can use other lead form tools like Typeform or Jotform. But if we want to trigger, add a new trigger here, if you're not familiar with this, they do have webhooks, inbound webhook. And they give you the URL here. And basically what that does is you can use that with Brilliant Directories. If we go to Developer Hub in Brilliant Directories, we have webhooks for just about everything. We'll go to webhooks here. And let's look for the one for leads. So a lead is submitted. So what's a lead? So here's a sample with that RE plumbing profile. You notice in the sidebar here, it says send a message. You could say request a quote, whatever you want, get replies from more members. This is a consumer lead going to the business. So you can have a directory website set up and you can have all the leads go into your automation for your plumbers in Los Angeles snapshot, for example. So you just take this URL, and if we come here, we just go like this, turn it on and save the changes. And now, as long as we have everything set up properly and mapped properly in our workflow trigger for an inbound webhook, all the leads from our directory site are going to get funneled into our high level or whatever you're using for your funneling automations, but it'll get funneled in here automatically. So again, you may lose clients, but this is an evergreen method for you to capture leads from your own directory website and truly own your market, because that directory website isn't going to come offline when you have client turnover. And then just as I mentioned, recurring revenue, you can actually build a side business from this recurring subscriptions from businesses that want to be listed on your directory, even if they never purchase additional marketing services from you. The lead capture forms we just went over, and also additional integrated advertising. So the directory is additional channel, a additional product. You can sell banner advertisements, featured listings, and more. So I'm gonna, for the 3 points I created here, let me go back a bit. These 3 points, how agencies benefit with Brilliant Directories. Let me just break down a bit more on each of these points. And then probably would be good to go to Q&A and actually showing some more examples, Kathy, at your request. So agencies can offer membership and directory sites. So you're obviously selling, SaaS tools, but clients may ask for a directory site or to build a site. And now you can actually say yes to clients that are requesting that, and you can offer Brilliant Directories. You can resell Brilliant Directories and earn commissions as an affiliate. So you can recommend Brilliant Directories, or you can white label Brilliant Directories. You can white label the entire admin area. The front end is always white labeled. And what I mean in the admin, so this is when it's white labeled here, you won't see any of the help support articles from BD where you can get help. So it'll just be there'll just be nothing here that refers to Brilliant Directories. So when you white label it, you can charge your clients monthly as if Brilliant Directories is another SaaS tool that you're selling in your marketing toolkit. And then you can also upsell existing clients that are ripe for additional lead driving products or services, because as we demonstrated, directory sites can and do drive consumer leads to the businesses. And then my favorite one, which goes into hand in hand with the white labeling, is you can set up a flagship site that you're comfortable with. You like the look and feel of it, and you can clone that and just change a few things per the client's needs or branding. So you can actually create those directory sites and you can clone them easily to the client's specifications with the customizations you need to do. So you can rapidly deploy these membership and directory websites. Little bit of a learning curve when you get started, just like GHL. But once you get your feet wet and you're familiar with it, you can do things very quickly. So directories as a prospecting tool for your agency. This is a great way to own your market. So the directory works as a tool to attract new clients. Businesses will stumble upon them. They see that you're, again, the example of plumbers in Los Angeles, they want to promote their plumbing company. And, you can have things at the bottom, like powered by your agency, which leads to your main agency's company. And you don't have to have one directory. You can have many directories with many niches. So you can really have a strong footprint across a network of directory websites. The directory websites also showcase your expertise for that market, and you can show that you're a leader in that market. Again, just like Yelp, demonstrating to the business that you are consumer facing and you proactively work to drive leads to them. The directory is one method to do that, and a very tangible and physical thing for them to see that you are doing that. You can also turn listings. People will stumble upon your site and they're going to sign up for free. And those are opportunities to get them into nurture emails with your automations and upsell them to your other B2B marketing services. As I mentioned, expanding your reach across multiple niches with many directory websites. And then, of course, this creates an additional source of leads for your existing clients, because all the leads that the consumer leads that you generate, you don't need those for yourself. Those are for your clients that are actually paying you monthly for getting leads. They're asking for leads. And then lastly, here to the third point of building an evergreen lead channel. So you're always ready to deliver leads to your paying clients. So when you sign up new clients, you can provide instant value and start funneling the leads that your directory is generating to those new clients. And that just really hooks them onto your services. It minimizes the wait time and the setup time to start getting leads. And of course, you can continuously generate leads even during client turnover, because you're going to own that market. You have a site that's always online serving that target niche and market. And when we started Brilliant Directories, before that, we had a site called Interior Design Pro that actually preceded Brilliant Directories. And it was a site that generated interior design leads for designers or decorators. And later we expanded into product furniture makers and such. But we would get one consumer lead and we would distribute that lead to 3 or 4 interior designers, so that one lead could get quotes or hear back from 3 or 4 designers. We didn't want to do too much because then it would create too much internal competition. But Yelp and Yellow Pages does the same thing. 3 or 4 is best, but you can distribute a lead multiple times to different clients. And of course, a lead is not a guarantee for a client. They have to win over that client. But that helps your company provide leads to multiple clients at once, and they feel the value of your service. Again, owning an evergreen lead gen tool, and also integrating this with other efforts you're doing to generate leads, so you can increase the overall lead volume that you are helping your clients receive. I think that's all I had here with my slides, Kathy. I know I could talk forever about this stuff, but why don't we pass it over to the comments, to yourself, if I can expand on anything for you guys.
Sure. Hey, Crystal, I'm adding you in here. Do you see any comments here I see one. I just added you to the stage.
Yes, Mr. Titus Sam, he's just saying thank you so much to both of you. He's appreciating kind of what you're putting out there, but no questions.
No questions. Wow. That means we'll get them later.
That just means that, you're answering all the questions right now. But typically, we often will receive questions later on, because we do have these where they can access into their Cram sessions a little bit later. And sometimes that happens, and they'll just all come in at one time.
Yeah. So Jason, that's Crystal on the voice. She was the wedding planner at the time who told me my directory sucked and I needed to go back and fix it up.
Well, it was really great for the agencies or the business owners at the time, the vendors, as I called them, but it wasn't created for user experience. So you can get everybody to come on to the directories and want to be there, but if you're not creating the user experience for their buying customers, that was what it was missing. And so that was kind of one of the things that I was like, no, I mean, my brides need to be able to see what's going on too.
Yeah, so we got Joshua here. He said, "How's the wedding and events industry
Oh,
looking
yeah.
today?" He started talking. He did this while you were talking. Anyway, Joshua, how's the wedding and events industry looking today in regards to directories? Well,
I can answer that one. I would say, Joshua, it's actually fantastic. I still, even though I am retired, or at least I continue to try to be, sometimes the crown is hard to take off, but I still am in the community a lot with these wedding vendors for different reasons. And I even did a wedding last year because, I did her youngest daughter's wedding. And so 6 years later, the older one, or the younger one was getting married. I did the older daughter. So I still communicate with these wedding vendors, and they still struggle often to find like their resources. And sometimes it's a rabbit hole. But if you can like send them to a really well designed directory, it usually makes all the difference. So they're not just getting lost in the whirlwind, especially in this particular industry. So
yeah,
that's why Brilliant Directories is amazing.
what do you think, Jason, as far as the industry goes?
Yeah, I think anytime we can organize information for the end user and deliver it in a simple way, you're adding
Mhm.
value to that experience. And let me to
Exactly.
to your point about like being consumer facing. Can we share my screen without the hedge?
Let's remove these here real
Yeah,
quick.
perfect. So the directory is having that. Obviously the businesses are going to want to quickly list, and they don't really care as long as they see their name in the directory. But to really be effective, and this is what Brilliant Directories I think has done well, is when you get into the directory, everything is geared towards reaching out to the business. We want to make that connection. We want to capture that lead of that website visitor who is interested in contacting the business or just hearing back from any business who could provide that service. So just as an example, let's go to just the default listing that comes with like a BD site. We see here, obviously this would be a logo or a headshot, depending on if it's a business or an individual. But we see things like send a message here. We also see the form here in the sidebar, the lead form here. And the reason for this is by design. Website visitors respond to different cues. Some people might ignore the form in the sidebar here, and they might be drawn to the send message button here. There's even another call to action here, make a connection. John Smith is accepting messages. You can say clients, you can change this terminology. Effectively, what that does is if you click it, it takes you to another contact form, and this is a lead form for John Smith. Now, you don't have to send these leads to the member. You can capture them as the agency, and you can later choose how you want to distribute them, maybe to your clients, maybe send it to John Smith, or maybe distribute it to multiple clients. But what's key here is the end user experience, because the directory would render itself useless if it wasn't generating leads from the consumers, or the end users, we'll call them, visiting the sites. And also a benefit for the businesses with Brilliant Directories is, and you could sell this at higher tiered levels, is you can have the free listing, or you can have higher tiered listings where they can actually share their website link, their social channels, and anything else that can maybe get them additional contacts outside of the directory, outside of filling out these forms. And even cooler with Brilliant Directories is there is an analytics tool. So the business in the directory can see how many views their profile has received. In addition, you can separately show them how many clicks to their website or social media channels their profile has referred to their business. So even if the action happens outside of the contact forms, the lead forms we call them, you can still show them value. And that makes the directory sticky for the business, because if they're feeling like canceling or they're not seeing the value, you can show them those analytics. So yeah, to your point, the consumer, the end user experience is very important with the directories. And let's see here, other questions.
Can you hear me, Jason?
Yeah, there we go.
Go back to that screen where you showed the direct. Yeah, that one right there. I want to show everybody something really cool. So when you guys are hearing the word directory and you're seeing things like what we've been talking about, what high levels developing and things like that, they're doing the profile picture like this, first name, last name, and exactly like this looks. What makes brilliant directories, besides all the other amazing back-end tools, is if you look at this profile, you'll see specialties, reviews, articles, coupons, events, jobs, audio files, videos. Your person who creates their profile, your business or customer or whatever it is, when they add their specialties, when they add their review, well, the reviews come in, when they add their articles, their coupons, their events, they're adding data that's filling in your directory for you. So it's basically pretty much run by the business that puts the information in. So you want to encourage when they do sign up and they get in or have a free profile, add articles, add coupons, add events, because you'll show up in, and if you look at his menu bar, he's got upcoming events, coupons, and deals. And that was one of the things that we did on the wedding part, was we upsold those little items. Like if you want to show throughout the whole directory, and he went through details, you can set this up, but this actually makes it really robust. When somebody leaves a review, the business can respond to that review. You can also do things like searchable reviews, right? So we're able to do a lot more with this expanded directory of tools than what you would just do with just a profile, a listing, and a directory. So this is what I love about Brilliant Directories, is because we're allowing our customers or our clients to showcase that they are a leader in their industry, just like that. So I
And
love that.
yeah. So that's what I was mentioning earlier, and I agree with you wholly on that. And you can create, you can get domains like hire, Los Angeles plumbers or something, and you can figure out, maybe have a network of 5 different directory sites.
Hmm.
Um, this could be the plumber one. There could be one for HVAC. There could be one for attorneys. But you can buy these domains in GoDaddy and do them for your clients too. So hire Los Angeles plumbers. It's long, but it's like an SEO game almost, because we want these to seed very quickly in the search engines. Because as Kathy mentioned, one of the beauties about this is it is user generated content, UGC basically. Now you may not need articles, coupons, events, and maybe you just stick with the articles, or maybe just
Right.
events, or maybe just deals that the company has going on. This is the full demo site, demobootstrap.com, for the Brilliant Directories demo. But you can definitely pare this down and cut it back, and just keep what's relevant for or pertinent for your directory's focus. Videos are great. A lot of people are creating content and they're posting it on, as reels and stuff. They can add those videos here. But very quickly, you can get hirelosangelesplumbers.com, use the BD prospecting tool, as I was showing off here
Hmm.
under business data, load it up with plumbers, and then, yeah, it's kind of dummy data. I mean, it's real data, but like they're not like real members who signed up. But you can quickly reach out to them and show that you have an established directory and you offer services to plumbers to get more leads for their business. So it's a very, very quick and easy way. You just, purchase a handload of these Los Angeles plumbers, find different areas, find different niches, and you can quickly spin up a site. Really, with once you get the hang of it, within an hour, you can have like a totally, within a few minutes. And then if you just want to fine tune it with some better content, you can certainly do that as well.
Yeah, we're good. So from Joshua, thank you. Good information. So I don't have any other questions. Is there anything you want to add, Jason? I mean, I feel like you really covered the basics. I mean, I I do want to say one thing. When you do sign up, or if you're still interested, what Brilliant Directories and Jason and his team do really, really well, is they have workshops, webinar, right? Isn't it Wednesday webinar?
Yep.
Every time I went, I would pick up something new and I'd go back and saying, oh gosh, can I put that in my directory? Can I do that? All right, come back up with some great ideas. They also have great training. I mean, one of the things that we all want to do is how do we do something? I remember learning, I just did how to brilliant directories and it just showed up. But we did, hey, real quick, we did have another question. I'm going to show Titus this question here.
Yeah.
Is it possible to accept reoccurring subscription payments using PayPal because we don't have Stripe in our location?
Yes, you can accept recurring subscription payments using PayPal. It is one of the payment gateway options.
Yeah,
So
and if I remember, you have a bunch of them in there.
yeah, we do. We're about to launch Razor Pay. So let's see here. Yeah, there's several PayPal options here. There's PayPal recurring. So these are new gateways coming soon here. PayPal Express and Standard is there. PayPal Website Payments Pro. But yeah, you can choose it. We're trying to fill gaps in markets where we currently don't have gateway support, like India, South Africa, and a few other places. But to answer your question, yes, you can connect PayPal to accept recurring payments.
No, that's great. And yeah, I saw you guys expanded that a lot. Yeah, I'm really digging it. And the things that you guys you're just always innovative. I mean, it's just you're keeping up with the times, Jason.
Well, I want to say this, the team at High Level, they're super dynamic. As far as an automation platform, I know there's HubSpot out there, ClickFunnels. I think they changed it to Funnels. But
Yeah.
High Level, what they put in their automations with regards to how their automations can respond back with AI or with text messages or various other things, they are head and shoulders ahead of any other automation platform out there. And I think Brilliant Directories is a way to complement, as I said, for warm prospecting and
Absolutely.
an additional channel of leads for the clients who are paying you for those leads. It's a great top funnel for that. And I think you don't have to just have one directory. You can have multiple directories as an agency.
And it does become addictive because I think after that, like I really love pizza. It's not the best thing for me, but I think after that I was like, I want to do a pizza guide and I want to do this guide and I want to do that guide. And you just start to get like all excited about it. So it's really easy to do that too, to have a bunch of directories.
You made a great point. Again, once you get familiar with Brilliant Directories and how you're going to integrate the contacts between Brilliant Directory and the leads from Brilliant Directories and sync them with your High Level or whatever automation tool you're using, it becomes a scalable model. It's going to be a little bit of hit or miss. Some niches are going to be more successful than others, but if the key is to fail fast, they say, right? So you can try a bunch at the same time, use that same model and see what sticks and what is driving the most revenue for your agency.
Oh, that's great. All right, I think we're good. Crystal, is there anything you want to add before we let Jason go on with his day? I mean,
no, not at all. I am just so glad that we were able and honored to have you kind of join us all today. And the feedback that I'm getting is wonderful information. And, I think the questions coming in are so relevant. So thank you again. We appreciate your time and taking that time out to share all of your knowledge with us. We're huge fans of yours.
Well, super fun. You guys are awesome. Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm going to end this. Thank you so much, Jason, again. And like I said, look, this isn't the end. We'll share this video if you've missed, for those of you who missed it. Don't worry, you can hit the replay or we'll have it inside of our course, our Cram session course, along with some other cool, brilliant directory stuff that we're going to be sharing in our SaaS Pro U. So I've got a fun year. Last year I spent so much time, Jason, on High Level. And now we're going to be showing people High Level and Brilliant Directories. So I appreciate you showing the webhooks. That was great. One down. But yeah, I'm really excited about this upcoming year. And we only have two premium, I guess you could say premium partners that we really focus on. And that's BD and GH at High Level, Brilliant Directories and High Level. and that's really our big focus, is helping people get stuff in.
I think what would be a fun next webinar is if we got together. It doesn't have to be a long one. It could be,
Yeah.
maybe 15 or 20 minutes. We can actually show how to sync, for example, leads and add them to a real automation. And same thing with,
Yeah.
the businesses joining and adding them to high level as contacts for prospecting.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That would be a great how-to guide. And if you've been, it sounds like you've been already playing with it, so
I
that's
have.
kind of cool.
I've actually already done it. It's super cool and
You're,
it's super easy also.
No, super. Yeah, we're about to end this one, but let's plan on that. We'll do like a quick 15-minute one. Maybe we can do it on the background, and I'll share it in one of the videos. And you and I can do that next for sure. Yeah, let's
Super.
plan on that, because the how-tos are really helpful with everybody.
Yeah,
So having that in there for everybody to be able to look at is definitely cool.
I agree.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, again, Jason, I really appreciate you, all your time, all the effort. I'm so glad BD's is kicking behind and taking names. And again, I can't recommend y'all's directory enough.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm going to end this. I was going to hang it up for everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys inside the community.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.